Another year in another Hot Toys Batman. Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at the fully revealed, ready for pre-order, Batman Arkham Origins 1/6 scale Batman by Hot Toys, I suppose. Now, this is not the first in the Arkham Origins line, which would be a surprise because this is the, main suit of the game. But holy moly, baby! It's looking good. Now, I'm sorry for the grandiose loudness there, but no, this is looking stunning. Now, like I said earlier, they've released a few figures from this line already, and as I've shown in the photos already, they're already teasing a few more. A little bit of the Deathstroke there. Ooh, glorious. Everything's looking good so far. So we have the Nightfall Batman that they released, although it's technically in the comic line, it's also technically in this line, and we have the XE suit. Now, we can get into why they've released this figure this far down the line. A part of me thinks it's to compete with Inart's 1/12 scale. Part of me thinks they want to get this one out the way so Inart don't do it first. Either way, we have it now, and I'm very excited. This figure's looking incredible. He's not looking like a full black suit. They look like they've actually put grey on there, because sometimes in the modern iterations of the suit, they make it a lot darker, like we see in Arkham Knight and other adaptations and stuff like that. So we actually get to see the suit in its grey glory, and it's looking snazzy. This figure is going to add to your Arkham collection, it's going to add to your Batman collection. Now, the price point, for me, it was £230, which I believe is $300 in Freedom units. Now, this was on the Sideshow site. I'll have a link in the description below so you can go see it for yourself. There's other places you can buy it from. I just buy from Sideshow because it's just easier for me that way. You don't have to buy it from there. But if you want to look at these photos on your own screens that aren't just screenshots and all that fun stuff, I'll put links down below. You can have a look for yourself. Now, this figure looks incredible. He's a beefy boy. Not as beefy as Absolute Batman, but if it was, I'd be terrified. It comes with a lot more accessories than I was expecting. I'm so glad we get the electrocutioner gloves. I don't know if we get electrical pieces or if they're just there for fun and show. I think we do get some electrical pieces. I do love a bit of diorama stuff. I do love a bit of accent stuff, effect pieces, all the works. Capes looking good. Hot Toys have an interesting way of doing capes, so we'll see how it actually turns out in production. The head sculpts, they look very comic inspired. They look very not realistic in the way of they're actually going for the art style, which I really love. I love that they didn't just try to make, look like a generic man. It looks like, God, it's gonna be a bit of a joke to say, but it does look like Arkham Origins Batman. Who would have thought? Not me. So with this being an armored suit, with this being a padded suit, with this being a very beefy boy, articulation is going to be very interesting. Seeing him barely get his arms over his head, that's going to be interesting to see how to work around. And look at how padded that stomach is. Articulation on this fella, just like Absolute Batman, might be a bit of a challenge, and it might wear down the suit over time, so just keep that in mind. But honestly, this does look beautiful. I think it's worth it. We get different swap out hands, so you can either have the gloves or you can have like his gauntlets. I really like that. If we were gonna go like OTT, obviously you can be like, oh, I want a Bruce Wayne head sculpt, even though he doesn't really take the mask off in the game. He does have like his training look, I suppose, his suit up look. If we wanted to go that far, we could. But I'm loving how this looks. I love the texture on the mask there. I love how they've hidden like a bat logo in his face. The way it sculpts. Is it just me, or does it look like a bat? Because I know in his collar they have a hidden bat. But in his face sculpt there, it looks like there's a bat there as well. If that's there in the game, and just if that's actually a thing, I love that. That looks sick. It almost looks like a more armoured version, less fabric-y version of the Noel suit, which I really like. I love that suit. Speaking of, I would love that in Hot Toys. Please give me the Noel suit or the Damned suit. I know they're basically the same little bits. Anyway, we're getting off topic. New figures. I always want more. It's ridiculous. I hate money. Anyway, load of accessories, loads of fun stuff, loads of good stuff. They look incredible. I don't know if they're reuse from the Arkham Asylum / Arkham City and Night figures. I don't know if they're reuse. Some of them might be, some of them won't be. But I'm loving the tease of that Deathstroke. I don't know if I'm just having a ditzy day and forgetting if they've already made him. But he's looking glorious. I feel like they I don't know. But that putting them side by side next to each other. Ooh, beautiful. A little bit of cinema right there. I love it so much. This figure, although he might not be able to move too much, I'd assume, he looks very dynamic, very posable. The grey and black, very striking. But it's almost like a bluish grey. So I really like that. It's going to stand out against your other Batman. But he's also going to fit in. Now, it depends if you go for your, like, definitive Batman. It depends how you do your collection. I quite like getting different looks for Batman. But obviously, it depends what you're going for. This might not be your Arkham game. I wouldn't even say it's my Arkham game. I just love this suit so much. I love the game as well, don't get me wrong. But this suit, ooh, I love it. This and Asylum, ooh, ooh. I do hope we actually get 2.0s. I don't know if that's going to be like a sign that they're going back. Obviously, this line is relatively newer compared to the others, in comparison to like their City line, the Arkham Knight line. But I do hope we get some 2.0s or 3.0s going, you know? Just me? Anybody? No? Okay, no, that's fine. So off first impressions, first reveals, and all that fun stuff, would I say this is worth it? Am I going to give you a cop-out answer saying it depends? Yes! Now, there's only one version that I could tell. I've already pre-ordered mine. As I've said, there's only one version that I could tell. It didn't look like it had a special edition, a deluxe edition. So at least you're not needing to decide between those. Honestly, do you like the grey and suit? Do you like the grey and black look? Do you like the armoured look? For me, I love this suit design. I always have. I love the bulkiness of it. Although it's like very technical, it almost feels animalistic at the same time. And that shot there, and specifically right there, it's so striking, it's so dark, it's the contrast lighting on it. Ooh, I love it. I think this is going to be a really photogenic figure. So for a guy like me, that's really important. Although I am basically just a collector who takes photos on the side, the photos is like what gets my enjoyment out of it, I guess. So, ooh, the accessories, the main one I did want was the electrocutioner glove. Would it be funny if we got a Santa hat as well? Yes. Will I find a custom guy who does Santa hats for figures? Yes. But I've got to say, I'm quite happy with these. I don't know if we get a cryptographic sequencer. I think that would be kind of fun if we did. If not, once again, I'll just find a custom. But also, I think this is going to be worth it. The custom potential on this is going to be insane. And maybe if they do a battle damaged version, if they do other versions, or if they expand this line even more, I'm excited to see where this goes. And even just adding a snow effect there, just, ooh, it feels cinematic. It looks great. I think this is a great attempt. I think this is a great adaptation. The inart figure is incredible. Obviously, it's a different scale, and I still think it's a great competitor. I love how this looks, but I think a lot of people are going to probably prefer the inart one. Just the only difference is it's in a different scale, and you can see can you see the articulation? I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if you can, but this figure, ooh, it ticks my boxes. It jimmies my jams, it flimmels my flams, it fills up my jar. And don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen, I will get the bat jar out for this video. Oof. I'm not really buying this figure for the accessories though, I'm buying it for the presents that it'll have. I'm buying it for the, as the kids would say, the aura. And yeah, this figure is screaming aura. And I'll be screaming, it's the freaking bat! It works. It just works. It's going to be great. I don't care if this thing can't move at all. It can get its arm slightly above its head. It's enough for me. It's got a wired cape. That's pretty much, for a certain Batman poses, that's all you need sometimes. I would like a drape cape as well with that for more natural poses, so you can have it flow a little nicer. But usually, 9 times out of 10, I am displaying it with the wired cape because I always find that more dynamic, you can get different poses with it. But if you can get it enlarged drape cape to like put over the shoulders, I always quite like how that looks. But the leather texture on that matches quite nicely with the leather texture on the mask. The proportions look great. The colour looks great. I'm just so excited to see this in hand. I know I say this every news video, but I always wait for the Justin's Collection video to see how it actually looks just in a display case. Because obviously this will look a lot different because of its airbrushed lighting, its Lightroom, its professional photos. We need to see it out and about. We need to see it raw, baby. Ozzy Osbourne would be proud with a raw bat. Anyway, I'm buzzing. The last few Batman releases have got me going, baby. And yeah, I'm so excited. I love Batman Arkham games. I love Batman Arkham figures. And the fact we are still getting more in the year of the Lord 2026 is glorious. So as I said earlier, I've pre-ordered mine. Are you pre-ordering yours? When are you pre-ordering yours? Do you wear wigs? Will you wear wigs? Will you wear a bat costume? Will I get out the jar? Yes. I think this looks glorious. I would love an Arkham City 2.0 or just a new Arkham City thing. But maybe I'm asking for too much. And if I am, that's fine. Speaking of asking, can you like the video and stay? And that's YouTube and all of its nonsense and makes you want to do all these things. No. Let's get that out of here. I love this figure. I've pre-ordered it. Now let's go pre-order some more stuff. Much love, fellas. And remember, this hobby is way too much money. Sweet Mother Mary, good!